Hi, I'm Owen Fitzpatrick, author of the book The Charismatic Edge and creator of the online Charisma Training Academy. And in this video, I want to talk to you about how to be terrified in front of any audience. A lot of people listen to information and advice about how you can be confident in front of an audience. In fact, I myself have taught lots of different courses and lots of ideas about how to become more confident in front of a group of people. But in all the research and all the different websites I've looked at, the reality is that very few people are telling you how to be terrified in front of any audience. So what I want to do in this video is share with you the 5 most important things you need to know in order for you to become really scared and nervous whenever you stand in front of a group of people. Now, why would you want to be scared and terrified in front of a group of people? Well, why not? You know? So what I want to do in this particular video is I want to share with you the insights I've gained into what makes a person nervous. And again, what you can do to avoid being confident and being relaxed and finding yourself feeling comfortable in front of any audience. So again, let's have a look at the 5 keys that will allow you to be nervous in front of an audience. First, focus on whether or not they like you or not. A lot of people worry about what other people think about them. And that's a great start. If you worry about what other people think, if you stand in front of a group of people and you're obsessed with how they're looking at you, how they think about what you're wearing, how they think about your body language, what they think about your face and your nose and the way you look, if you're worried about what they think about your content and whether or not you know what you're talking about, the more that you worry about what other people think of you, the more easy it is for you to get nervous. Now, I know that other people will suggest if you want to be confident, the key is to focus on what you're doing there. So focus on what impact you want to make in the audience. And if you focus on what impact you want to make in the audience, and that's where your attention is, you'll be a lot more confident and comfortable. But who wants to be confident and comfortable? Instead, stay nervous by obsessing with what they think about you. The more you imagine them thinking of bad things about you or you worry about what they're thinking about you, the better it will be. Because the more nervous you'll be, the more terrified you'll be. It's a great way of being scared. Make sense? Second of all, there's always at least one psychopath. Recently, I read a survey which suggests that out of 100 people that you meet, at least 2 of them are psychopaths. Now, I pretty much made up that statistic and that article. I didn't really see it anywhere. But there probably is a lot of psychopaths out there. And if there is a lot of psychopaths out there, the odds are, you know, even made up odds, that there's probably at least one in the audience that you're speaking to. So when you're there, know that that psychopath is in the audience and they probably want to do something nasty to you. When you think through that, that allows you to be more comfortable, more confident in your ability to be terrified. Because not only are you terrified about what people think about you, you're also terrified about what they might do. Now, the truth is that we spend a lot of our life speaking to other people and we don't really know what's going on inside their head. So if you can imagine worst case scenarios inside their head, as in that they want to kill you or they want to hurt you or stalk you or harm you, that will allow you to feel even more nervous and terrified in talking to them, which will make you nervous. A lot of people will suggest the opposite. They'll say, well, to become comfortable with someone, see what you like about someone and ask yourself, what do I like about them and how can I win them over and be, you know, make them feel good and create a better relationship with them? When you ask those questions, of course you'll get on better with them. Of course you'll be more relaxed. Of course you'll be more comfortable. Of course you'll be more confident when you're focusing on what you like about the other person and how to make the person feel good. But if you want to be nervous and terrified, you need to imagine something else, i.e. they're a psychopath and they probably want to do something to you. They probably want to chop you into little pieces. Not in a bad way, but just randomly, that's what they want to do. It's not personal, it's just who they are. By thinking through that, it will make you scared not only in front of an audience, but in front of that one individual person. It's a really good way of getting terrified. Instead of feeling confident and comfortable and relaxed and, you know, feeling good around people, this allows you to feel nervous. Number 3, I want you to think of your audience like they're either bored or they hate you. Now, a lot of times when people stand up in front of an audience, people will say the audience are on your side, they want you to succeed, and that is true, okay? However, if you think about that being true, it might help you to become a little bit too comfortable or relaxed. Instead, See around your audience and look for every bit of evidence you can find to suggest boredom. If someone looks smiling or they look polite or nice, dismiss that. Don't pay attention to that. That'll only make you feel more comfortable. Instead, focus on the boredom that you might see. And even if it is an ambiguous thing, because a lot of times people's default state is they look bored even though they're not, jump on that and assume it is boredom, or deep down they hate you. The more you focused on them being bored or they hate you, the easier it is for you to feel bad, for you to feel worried, and for you to feel like you're doing a terrible job. And the beautiful part is, this is like something with momentum. The more you think about yourself doing badly, the more you feel worse, and it just keeps growing. So again, they're either bored or they hate you. If you imagine them liking you and you imagine them smiling and you imagine them being really nice and a great audience, yes, you'll feel more comfortable. Yes, you'll feel more confident. Yes, it'll make you a far better presenter. But again, it's not conducive towards being more terrified of an audience. Number 4, you will go blank and it will be a disaster. You know, a lot of people worry about going blank, and that's a great start. If you want to be able to make it more likely that you go blank, obsess about going blank. Make it so that you realize if you go blank, it'll all be a disaster. You'll forget where you are, you'll stutter, you'll sweat. Make images in your mind of all the worst things happening as a result of you going blank, of not knowing what to say, of the audience being quiet, of you being quiet. Just go into that. The more you do that, the more terrified you'll be, because again, you'll imagine not knowing what to say. The truth is that other people will suggest, well, if you want to overcome blanks, the key is to be able to realize if blanks happen, that's okay, and to get comfortable around them. But you don't want to be comfortable around them. If you're comfortable around blanks, it means that you won't be as nervous as you could be, which is the whole point of this video. So instead, embrace the blank itself and feel bad about it. Blanks are supposed to make you feel bad. If you feel good about it and you overcome it and you're able to handle it and you're able to do a great presentation even despite it, then that's not conducive to blanks being effective. You probably won't get many more blanks because you'll be able to overcome the blanks as they come, because you'll feel comfortable with them. If you truly want to keep having consistent blanks, you need to be really terrified over them. Imagine them destroying everything. Remember, it'll be a disaster. If you think about it being a disaster, it's more likely that you'll create that self-fulfilling prophecy, rather than knowing that you can be accepting and you can control them and you can handle them, and if you get a blank, it's no big deal because you'll be able to get over it, which would obviously make you feel confident and comfortable. And 5, imagine the worst case scenarios and then make them happen. You know, in NLP, we learn a lot of really great skills to be able to help ourselves feel better. But if you want to feel bad, the key is to take an image of the worst case scenario happening. Imagine you getting blanks, you making mistakes, everyone looking at you, hating you, a psychopath coming out of the audience. Whatever the worst case scenario is, make that image big and bright and colorful and see it happening live in front of you. Really imagine it vividly. The more you do that, the worse you'll feel. A lot of people would suggest take that image, make it small, make it black and white, move it off in the distance and get some perspective so that you realize that you can handle it, and then visualize yourself standing in front of an audience with confidence, being able to deliver your message powerfully, easily and effectively. People will say to you, make the images of what terrifies you small, black and white, and get rid of them, and build new, powerful, big images of you being at your best. But that'll just help you be more confident. Why would you want to be more confident and comfortable in front of an audience? Right? The key is, if you want to be terrified, you got to make images that terrify you. See all those faces. Most of the time they're bobbleheads, ooh, vibrating. They're all like, ooh, this stupid look on participants and audiences' faces. They're all like, ooh, you know? Come on, if you want to feel bad, you got to make sure you work at it. So again, the keys to how to be terrified in front of an audience is, number 1, focus on whether they like you or not. It's about you. Obsess and worry about yourself and how you're coming across. You will feel more nervous. Number 2, there's always at least one psychopath in every audience. It could be after you, and he or she will probably be looking to kill you. So feeling scared about that gives you extra bonus points. 3, they're either bored or they hate you. Thinking about it like that means you avoid feeling good about it or feel comfortable about it. 4, you'll go blank and it will be a disaster. It's not just about going blank. Realize it'll be a total disaster. It'll probably ruin your life. By seeing a blank as ruining your life, it means you're more likely to get the blank and to be anxious about it, which helps. And then 5, imagine the worst case scenario and then make it happen. You see, it's not just good enough imagining it. You got to follow it through. You got to take action. You know, a lot of this self-improvement stuff is about taking action. Well, this is no different. You need to make sure you take action to be able to do that. Of course, there will be people out there that say focus on the audience so that you can impact them and make a difference. They will be saying you need to imagine the audience liking you and ask yourself the question, what do you like about them? And focusing on improving their lives. And they will say that whenever you're imagining or visualizing it, visualize the best things happening and visualize it clearly in your mind. But if you do all that, the danger is you'll probably feel more comfortable and confident in front of an audience, and you'll probably find yourself able then to speak effectively and clearly to that audience. And why would you want to do that? Stay terrified, follow the 5 guidelines here, and you'll find yourself adequately, easily, and effectively feeling terrified in front of absolutely any audience. I hope this has been of value. For now, I'm Owen Fitzpatrick. Thanks for watching.